I got that one on there. I thought I didn't have 24 on there. Is that the latest one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome everybody to the PGL Lobbycast, the official podcast of this room and some other places.
It sure is.
The official podcast of the Maldives.
Okay.
This is episode 278 for this week. Today's June 19th. Do you have anything else to say about date and or locality, sir?
No.
Okay.
I think it's that about covers it.
That about covers it. We are absolutely in no way sponsored by Coda Brewing Company, proud maker of the Wit 10.
The Wit 10. What?
It's a Belgian style wit.
Is it?
And it's good for you. It looks much like this in a glass.
Is it good for you though?
Oh yeah. Obviously, or I would not be drinking it, Brick.
Okay.
Duh.
All about health with this guy. I definitely don't want it if it's good for you.
All right. Ready to get into some news? Do you have any news today?
I heard that that Paramount has announced Star Trek 3.
I'm excited about that.
So
I've enjoyed the previous two.
So that should be good. That should be fun to watch for all parties involved, including
Yes.
non-Trekkies, because I feel like J.J. Abrams has done a good job of
Just making a good sci-fi movie.
Yeah, just making a good sci-fi movie that you don't have to be a Trekkie to really enjoy it.
A Trekkie or a Trekker.
Or
I don't know the difference, but I know that
isn't like
some people say that there's a difference.
I think there is a difference. There's a distinct difference. Like Trekkers are like outdoorsy people, right?
No, I don't know. I think it's a snobbish faction within the Trek fan universe.
Oh, well then screw them.
Oh, nuts.
You know?
You know who didn't turn off their phone?
That'd be
this
you.
Guy.
I wouldn't have either, but I got a notification just before we started that reminded me that I need to turn off my phone. You were not granted such a courtesy.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Cool.
Should be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully. I don't know if J.J. Abrams is directing. I just saw the headline. I didn't see anything about
right
because I mean I would assume he's busy. You know,
maybe a little busy with some Star Wars. Well, if they've just announced that, they would give him time to finish up Star Wars.
Well, at least this Star Wars.
Correct.
And then he'll do Star Trek 3, and then he'll do the next Star Wars, and then Star Trek 4, and then he'll do the next Star Wars.
He really has a lot of job security right now if he wants to stay in sci-fi.
Seriously, yeah. He's got...
He tends to go off and do other projects, though, so he may be...
If he's got a gambling problem, he's going to be financially secure with that gambling problem for at least the next, 10, 15 years.
What if he makes the next Star Wars and then decides he wants to start making Marvel movies?
Well, then screw him, because he shouldn't get that much good fortune, shouldn't he?
No, he should not. And then he gets to start making games or movies in the Tolkien universe.
He can just take over all things nerddom.
Yeah.
He's in charge of the Doctor Who movie.
Yes.
But
right.
Yeah, excited about it. And they also announced Transformers 5. Not so excited about that, but
no. Kind of bums me out that you even brought it up.
Well, it was part of the headline, so
Nope. I was looking. Oh, there it is. There. The frowny face bottle cap.
Well, I wasn't completely sold on. I wasn't at all sold on the new Transformers, the one with Mark Wahlberg that's coming out very soon.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't at all sold, and then I went and I saw a movie very recently, and they had a new trailer for it. And the only thing that would make me want to see that in like an IMAX 3D is the little bit that they showed of Optimus Prime riding into town on a Dinobot with a giant sword. I was like, that might be really cool to watch.
I don't know if you heard that, folks, but that was the sound of the smile vanishing from my face.
It was a pretty apparent sound.
Yeah.
But, other than that, the movie looks like crap. I wish I could just pay like 50
What do you mean
cents. And
other
see-
than that? That sounds awful.
That sounds awesome.
It could be the worst thing ever.
I wish I could just pay like $1 and just watch that and then leave,
Yeah.
without having to see Mark Wahlberg. Hey, guys, I think we found a Transformer. And he's supposed to be from Texas. And he's clearly not. I don't know why they said it in Texas. I mean, if they were going to have that kind of an accent problem,
Hey, there are people living in Texas that moved there from Jersey. Doesn't have to have
Boston, but
or Boston, whatever. Yeah, he doesn't have to be a native.
I guess not. But and then he says "Hey, haven't you ever heard you don't mess with people from Texas?" Like, oh my God.
He does not say that.
He does. Or he says something to the fact of that. It's something around that. I swear to God. And it is in the most non-Texas accent I've ever heard in my life.
Wow.
Why didn't you just set it out of Boston, out of a part of rural Massachusetts or something? If you wanted to do that, why did it have to be in Texas? Why, Michael Bay? So he was just no, this thing's going to be in Texas. Who do you got? Mark Wahlberg. Is he going to do an accent? No. Oh, okay, we'll keep it in Texas, though. It'll be fine.
That sounds awful.
Now
I've got a headache.
You
From
should.
thinking about that.
Anyway, yeah, that's the only news that I have is terrible news that there's going to be another Transformers.
Okay. Well, in
Good
other
news that there's going to be another Star Trek. So,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's better. You should have led with the Transformers
I
and
should've.
finished with the Star Trek because
I'm still
I had
learning.
forgotten about the Star Trek because of the Transformers.
But I brought it back, and now you're a little bit happier.
Yeah,
For knowing
it's true. It's true. Little bit of movie-related news. The Detroit Zoo had a fundraiser where they auctioned off a walk-on role for Batman versus Superman.
What?
How cool would that have been? It went for $3,500, Brick.
Oh, I would have paid my life savings for that.
Granted, it's probably just a featured extra type deal, but who cares?
You're handing Bruce Wayne papers, here you are, Mr. Wayne.
Yeah, I saw something else. It's okay, you'd pay for that. That'd be awesome. How awesome would it be to pay to get killed off in a violent manner on Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and George R.R. Martin's doing that, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing
some sort of
something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
how much would that be worth?
I would actually pay more for the Batman for
Yeah.
Superman.
Yeah,
personally.
I think I probably would too. But
It would be really cool.
That would
to
be
get
really
killed off
cool.
in Game of Thrones.
yeah. Okay, so let's as long as we're putting that in the hierarchy, how much would you pay to be a red shirt in Star Trek 3?
Oh God.
So much money?
So much money.
I would pay more than I have, which would start including favors of sorts. Is that what you would say, Brick?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just projecting for you.
I mean, I feel like J.J. Abrams would be tender.
I got no comment on that. I don't know. I don't know. Then moving on to other news. The Xbox One has another system update coming soon. They generally have one per month. I don't know the date, but this next one, there was a feature list, but the one that I thought was most interesting, especially for you achievement junkies, is that what you're going to talk about?
No, I wanted HBO Go. I thought that's what you were gonna say.
No, those are all coming. They did announce that they're all coming.
Really?
Yeah.
Like how soon?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, but soon.
Neither do they.
And that's why I don't think about whether or not I have HBO Go is
'Cause
because
you use
it's
your
not on my
Xbox One so
X1.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has in your Snap window there'd be a list of achievements with a progress meter. Like for those ones where you have to
Oh,
kill like
yeah, I saw that.
500 zombies or whatever.
Yeah.
But then it will tick those off as you go. It'll be
Right.
a running achievement bar that you can put on the side.
Right.
And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It would have come in handy in the past. I don't know that I care enough about achievements and about that like achievements anymore.
I don't really either,
But
it's a cool thing because there are a lot of people out there that do
Yeah.
really care about achievements. Like they buy a game and they have to unlock every achievement before they're done with it.
well, I mean, think about stuff like, was it Brink or Shadowrun or whatever?
Yeah.
There's like, get 100 kills with a shotgun. Get 100 kills with a sword. Yeah, I mean that's what most of their achievements were.
Right, and having that little meter,
Having that little meter.
to see how close you are is
Yeah,
great.
because like going and checking your achievements all the time
is a pain in the ass. But
yeah,
like being
and you
able
don't
to,
know.
Well, and also being able to snap
I
it.
don't know how close you are because there have been times that I've given up on those achievements and I'm like 3 short.
Yeah, and like you don't find out until like 5 years later when you get 3 more kills, and then
And you're like, oh hey. yeah. So for stuff like that, I think it would come in really handy. So
yeah, it's a cool feature.
Yep. Oh, along with that, they updated the Xbox Development Kit to be able to take more advantage of the system resources that are freed up by not using Kinect. Since now they're going to be selling the system with and without Kinect.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. There
Cool
you go.
beans.
And let's see here. Oh, NPDs. PS4 came in tops again. And I was telling Jordan last week, I really think Sony killed it at E3.
I really think Microsoft killed it at E3.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How funny is that Wii's guys are taking those positions? It's kind of like the opposite of what most people would expect.
Well, yeah, but I think I think all of them really did a fantastic job.
I couldn't watch Nintendo. I have no idea what they're doing.
Nintendo was awesome. You guys didn't talk about Nintendo at all last week?
No, I got like 5 to 10 minutes into their show. It wasn't a briefing because it was
a
pre-recorded.
Show, and then they had a briefing afterwards that was kind of a briefing thing. You know,
yeah, I got 5 or 10 minutes into it and I couldn't take it anymore.
New Legend of Zelda, which looks like they are going to be doing the Elder Scrolls treatment to Legend of Zelda, which you can just straight off because, because Legend of Zelda is awesome.
All right.
They're going to have this new thing. It's a Mario Maker where you can build all of your own Mario levels and play like other people's Mario levels that they built.
Brick, that is very nearly interesting.
It's all really cool if you're interested in Nintendo, but if you're not interested in Nintendo or what they're doing or any of their classic titles or anything like that, then it's not that big of a deal. But
I've never been a Nintendo really.
Well, yeah. I mean, but like if I was talking to Lou right now, he'd be like,
how's that again?
Holding back the giggles.
Okay.
But it's. They're doing new Super Smash Brothers for Wii U, which is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's the little bit that I saw that there's a modified Mii that you can create of yourself or
they announced this
iced tea or something like that.
Oh god, I can't remember.
You can make one of other people.
Yeah, and there's this little figure that you have that you can. It's kind of like Skylanders or Disney Infinity, if you're familiar with that at all. And Super Smash Bros. Is going to be the first one to utilize it. Where if you're you're playing one of your friends online and he kills you, you can throw this little figure onto your controller, and it will send in like Mario or Link or one of these Nintendo characters to fight your friend as kind of like a backup.
Now, you put it down on the Wii U remote.
Yeah.
What is it doing? Is it reading a code off the bottom of the thing?
That's pretty much all it's doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just reads a code, and then it throws that character with these certain powers in there, and then it just fights your friend. And they're going to utilize it in other games going forward, but it could be a cool little feature.
And it saves new stats and stuff like that.
I mean, it could be a cool little feature. It could just kind of, they'll release like the first series of figures and then it dies out. But,
right.
I'll give it a shot. I might buy one of the figures. And
you know
see
what
how
they
it
should
works.
do? If they've got that, they should have the ability to say export the code of your character, like to where you can show it on a phone.
Yeah.
And put it show it to the Wii U remote.
Like your me.
Yeah.
Well, that might be a cool feature that they have in the future.
So your friend could drop in your character.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But Nintendo had a really great conference, but Sony and Microsoft, I felt like, were pretty equal. I mean, because Microsoft was just like, you wanted games, here's a bunch of games for you.
I really think the ability to stream PS4 games to a separate television within the house,
that is really cool.
That's huge.
Yeah. That's really cool.
But it also is kind of counterproductive to their thing because you would only ever buy one.
Right. Yeah. Why would you buy another system when you could just stream to another TV in your house?
With the Xboxes, we at one point had 3 Xboxes in the house.
Like, I'm so looking forward to being able. I don't have a PS4 yet, but I will soon enough. Mainly because of Destiny.
Sure.
And the whole bundle and everything that they're doing with that.
Yeah.
But looking forward to just being able to have my PS4 hooked up in my living room, play it in there, and then if I want to continue playing when I go to bed, I can just stream my game right to my TV in my bedroom.
With the PlayStation TV, or what is it called?
I think something like that.
This thing is just PlayStation TV, and then it uses the PlayStation Now technology to stream PS3 games and stuff.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool.
It's great.
And
such a great idea.
And the thing that we were noticing, too, when me and my friends were watching E3, was that Microsoft had a ton of, not exclusive to the system, but they're going to have exclusive content with games. But
not nearly as much as Sony.
Well, I would say Sony's very close to as much as Sony.
Yeah.
I mean, because they, think about it, they're going to have the Call of Duty one, they're going to have Assassin's Creed Unity. Those were 2 of the really bigger ones. The thing that I was really excited about for Microsoft's conference was the Master Chief Collection. I thought that was really awesome.
I'm there, and I'm not even a huge Halo fan.
Oh, I'm totally buying that the first day that it comes out.
With Halo 2 Anniversary Edition in it, that's the game right there.
Well, it's got all the games, all of them remastered for Xbox One, including Halo 4, which looked fantastic on.
But it didn't get 3 and 4 didn't get the full anniversary treatment.
No. But the 3 and 4 will get remastered.
Yeah.
Just for graphically for the Xbox One, and Halo 4 had some of the best graphics I'd ever seen. 360 or Xbox One, current or next gen.
When they say Halo 3, will that also include Halo 3? What was the
ODST?
ODST?
No, it is strictly the
core games.
Strictly the 4 because it's only games that have to do with the Master Chief.
Okay.
So it's just Combat Evolved 2, 3, and 4. Which, that's all I was really that's all I've ever really been interested in the Halo universe. I hated ODST.
Yeah, I was not a fan.
And Reach, I liked Reach, but I never finished it. It just didn't keep my interest that much. But I have loved every single one with Master Chief as the main character.
Did I play Reach? I had to have.
You probably did, at least a lot.
I'm sure I played it.
Yeah, at least
We're just gonna say that I played it.
Yeah, we're just gonna go with that. But the thing that's swaying me for PS4 to get one as soon as possible is being able to stream it to other TVs, but also Destiny, all the exclusive content they're going to have with that.
How awesome was that they started off their conference with a
Bungie.
Bungie game?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
How much of a
multi-platform,
but how much of a slap in the face is that to Microsoft for Bungie?
Yeah.
Bungie just being like, you know what? Screw you guys. We're
like, you guys, you had last generation. We got this one.
Yeah. And they're going to have exclusive content for Batman Arkham Knight. And so, super conference to sway me into getting a PS4.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have, The Last of Us remastered that's going to come out, that's going to have the downloadable content, that the extra content already with it.
I haven't played the game. Is there a storyline reason why they couldn't make a sequel instead of a remaster?
No.
Okay.
It's just it was a really popular game, so it's like what they're doing with the Master Chief Collection. They're like they're just cashing in on it,
right?
But I mean, because the sequel was kind of the downloadable content.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm very excited for a bunch of stuff. Battlefield Hardline looks awesome.
See, I haven't seen a whole lot of it, but it sounds like cops and robbers.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much that is what sold me on the game. What
was that game? That
Payday?
Payday? No, there was an online game that was it's like online multiplayer only. It was on the PC.
Okay.
And you were either robbing banks or you were cops trying to prevent bank robberies or crimes, whatever.
Nonetheless, I can't remember. I'm not sure what you're.
It's like APB or something. It was out by one company and then it failed and then another company brought it back.
But Hardline looks awesome because it looks like that. But when they showed that gameplay of like robbing the armored truck where they like blow the armored truck off the bridge and converge on it, start cutting open the door, and the cops are all closing in, and you get to be on one of the two teams to either get away with the money or to arrest the guy that's getting away with the money. Awesome.
It's a great concept for online multiplayer.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Like, I don't play a lot of online games. I don't.
Yeah.
But I will play the shit out of that.
I would play as the cops.
I would play as the robbers every time if I got the option.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it looks so good. Cannot wait for that.
Yeah, I see. The thing that interests me is that why I would play the cops is because usually in a game you are doing something and the computer is trying to prevent you from doing something. Right. That is standard fare.
Mm-hmm.
Very rarely, unless you're talking about like a horde mode on Gears of War or something like that, are you trying to prevent the computer from doing something.
Right.
Or your opponent.
Yeah.
But having live opponents when you're actually thinking tactically against another human
and trying to prevent them from getting away.
Right.
Yeah.
It's that's really interesting to me.
Yeah.
It's really
cool.
It's kind of like capture the flag.
Yeah.
Like.
But it's just.
Just trying to get them on the. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. There's more to it. There's a little bit more depth to it than somebody simply grabbing an item and then running with it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Because, I mean, like, with the robbery, you have to plan the robbery. You have to, like,
And I wonder if you can do things like, before the robbery, like, put environmental things out there.
To, like, make it easier on you to get out.
To get out.
Yeah, like booby traps.
That kind of thing.
It's gonna be good.
What I'm saying, is yeah. Awesome. Next, let's see. What else? What else? What else? Oh, Amazon has produced a new cell phone, a new smartphone.
Have they?
They have, and it has kind of a 3D interface to where, like, it's got 4 different cameras on the face of the device, and it helps it do 3D on the
Without
screen.
glasses, kind of like the 3DS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of does that, and I think it takes 3D pictures or something. It just got announced officially today.
Okay.
So, definitely worth looking into because
Amazon's getting too big for their britches, though.
Yes, we had this discussion.
There's some Texas lingo for you.
Yep. And then last and certainly not least, rest in peace, Casey Kasem.
Yes.
Yeah. As a voices guy, he's got to be way up there, for being like the king of radio, and although he wasn't a voices guy.
Right, but still.
Yeah.
I mean,
audio production, it's like anybody who's involved in radio or podcasts or anything, it's like he's one of the guys.
He's one of the guys.
Yeah,
he's
definitely one of the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I think that's about it. Do you want to move into the weekly watches?
Sure.
What you listening to this week, sir?
WTF with Billy Connolly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Love me some.
He's
Billy
a
Connolly.
great guest on a show.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, I love Billy Connolly. And they were talking about like a bunch of different things about how he was coming up, and he used to be like in a folk group, like a folk singing group when he was coming up.
That's funny.
And when he was getting like a banjo, because that's what he played, was a banjo.
Like Steve Martin?
Yeah, and he was looking in God, I can't remember who it was, whose book it was, but it was some really famous folk artist that I'm just blanking on the name because, of course, we're recording right now.
Sure.
And it was in the book. He was saying like, oh, you can get a really cheap banjo and it's just as good as a really expensive one. Sears and Roebuck carries them. And he's in Scotland. They don't have Sears and Roebuck, and so he's going to the music store and like trying to find like these guys named Sears and Roebuck that carry these cheap banjos around.
Nice.
And he had no idea. Like he would ask like the music store. He's like, I don't know who Sears and Roebuck are. That's weird. But it was a really good episode. Mark Maron's really good interviewer. I mean, like he keeps going, and WTF, I mean, as it's kept going on, I mean, you can just really tell he's a really, really, really good interviewer with all of his guests, and he's got tons of guests.
Yeah.
From like all different, like his latest show that just came out this week was Josh Groban. Like who would have ever thought that you would have Josh Groban and Mark Maron in a room together talking about stuff?
Well, that's just odd.
I know, yeah, but I mean, like he gets interviews with all kinds of people.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's a really good podcast. I like it.
Cool.
But that's just it for me. Just that one.
Right on. I still need to get back into podcasts. I've not been listening for so long that it's hard for me to think about doing that.
Yeah.
So soon. I feel like soon. We listened to some we had Xbox Music on last night and played around a couple of different stations, but then my friend Bridget wanted to start listening to records because she had never like experienced vinyl before.
Oh.
And so I showed her how to make it go, and
how sad is that she'd never experienced vinyl before?
Yeah. So her first record was disc 1 of Monsters and Men. Their
okay.
I don't remember which album. It's like their popular one with all the
yeah. I know which one you're talking. The one with the beach and the it looks like a little picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's very happy because the vinyl is pink.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I
So
forgot. Yeah.
so that was her record, and that was kind of cool. And so she went through a few different things of Monsters and Men. I think we put on some Bob Marley. We put on some My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult. Colin put on some Beastie Boys.
Oh, Colin was here last night too.
Yeah, yeah,
Is he
yes.
still coming on Friday?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
And yeah, it was a good time. So we had lots of vinyl listening last night.
Yeah, I was down here, but I wasn't driving. I was at Comedy Works.
Oh, right, right,
Yeah.
right,
So I went back when it was over.
right. Um, and then of course, I listened to my Nitzareb radio at the gym, but I think that was about it for this week. I need to, in addition to listening to podcasts, I also need to start like just listening to a band
Yeah.
from time to time.
Well, yeah, yeah. Like I have a few that I go back to, that are just the tried and trues,
Yeah,
like Slater Kinney and stuff like that.
I don't know what a Slater Kinney is.
I know you don't, but it's okay. I still forgive you. You're still a good person on the outside.
The inside, you have a dark, dark soul, which is true. So
I'm not gonna deny it.
I'm not gonna deny it. Well, I think we're done with the what you listening to. So what you watching, Brick?
Okay. Did you see the season finale of Game of Thrones?
I did, and it was great.
It
And
was really good.
all the people talking about how it was like nothing happened and it wasn't that exciting. You are fools.
Yeah.
That was an awesome finale.
I'm sorry, Stannis Baratheon just showing up out of nowhere.
Sup, y'all?
Toilet murder.
Toilet murder. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go ahead and spoil this. So if you haven't watched the last episode of Game of Thrones for this season, then you might want to find something else to do for a couple of minutes.
I mean, when Stannis showed up, I was like, oh!
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna go down next year,
Yeah. He was able to get some money. So, he came up and now he's rolling deep.
Yep.
He's got a ton of
And soon
soldiers.
to be riding dirty.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. So, I'm really curious as what's going to happen next. Are they going to what's going to happen to the rest of the wildlings? Because something that wasn't addressed, I don't believe, were the 400 that he had climbing up the wall on the other down the way
a
bit,
not near Castle
that are gonna
Black.
but they're gonna show up at Castle Black
Eventually.
yeah. Because the episode before they'd sent kind of like almost like a scouting party, kind of test the defenses,
right,
and then they're going to hit them with the main force, which was heavily beat down by Stannis Baratheons because they're all on foot, and Stannis comes in. It was like a cavalry army, and just chops them to bits. They're like, "Hey,
buddy!"
Yeah, and
I was sitting there like when the cavalry forces were riding. I was like, whose army is this? Like, what is going on? And then he just
because they were on horses.
I'm the one true heir. I was like, oh,
yeah. It's like oh, and Jon Snow's there, and they're kind of buddies by association.
Yeah.
Because of
his papa.
Yeah, because of his dad. So, it was good. It was good, and Lady Brienne, her fight with the Hound,
right, which was totally not in the books.
Oh, right.
Never happened.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Which is good. Like, there's a lot of people complaining about how they're going about.
No, that's awesome.
No, that's good because now people who have read the books are in the same boat as people who haven't.
Yeah.
There
are things that will surprise them.
Happen next, and which is good. Wouldn't you want that from a television show, that you're still surprised even though you've read the books? I mean, God, quit complaining, Internet.
Yeah, but that's what the Internet does.
Well, of course they do.
But that fight was great.
Well, because I haven't read the books, And I was sitting there, and when they met, I was like, was this in the books? I was like, I had a sneaking suspicion that this was totally way off base.
It's like, yeah, as soon as like you could tell that I'm like, oh, they're gonna fight.
Oh,
They're gonna fight. Yeah, and it was awesome.
And then how Arya just leaves him.
Arya leaves him and doesn't go with Lady Brienne.
She's just cold as shit.
Yeah,
which was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, she just sits there and just looks at him.
And he's not dead.
No, he's just gonna slowly die.
I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, he's pretty messed up.
He's pretty messed up, but there weren't a whole lot of like actual sword injuries to him. It was mostly
the fall.
Yeah, you can recover from that.
Well, maybe, but
he rolled more than anything.
But yeah, really good episode. Really good.
And okay, so we covered Stannis and Jon Snow, and Lady Brienne and Arya, and the Hound, and
is that it? Is that pretty much the major thing? Well,
no, wait a second.
Tyrion killing.
Yes.
Tyrion killing Tywin.
No, bigger deal. Killing Shay.
With
wow.
The necklace.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh. Tyrion.
He just went on a little midget murder spree.
Midget murder spree right before he leaves King's Landing.
And Varys, Varys what's he? Because Varys looked like he was going to leave until he saw the alarms and stuff.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I better go get on the boat."
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and take off now. So yeah, what's his angle on all this now?
I don't know. I mean, it's so there's so.
And where
much...
are they going?
That is a good question.
Where was Arya going on the boat?
Some sort of like training, I think, or something like that, like ninja training or something.
Is she going to
I can't remember.
Where the Greyjoys live with the Iron, or what?
I don't think so.
Because that's what it sounded like they were doing. Because she showed them an Iron something or other, which is, I don't remember what that area is with the Greyjoys.
The guy who was helping her in that one camp. You remember, like he was.
The assassin.
Yeah. So I think she's going to be like training to be an assassin.
What?
Yeah. And so she's gonna Arya.
I missed that.
From what I have heard from people who have read the books, Arya is going to be like the biggest badass of that show.
Nice.
And so yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
What did you make of the Jon Snow, the like brief interaction of the Jon Snow and the Red Lady, the Red Witch? Like their eyes like meeting over the flames. Like it had significance.
Yeah, but we're not gonna find out what that is until next season.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
But apparently you have a guess.
I've got a hunch of what's gonna be going on between those two.
Yeah. What else are you watching?
I've been watching the World Cup. Like it's my job.
Yeah.
A lot of that, which I'm sure you've experienced a lot of.
I've seen bits and pieces of it. Yeah.
United States won.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. They won in a very spectacular fashion too.
Didn't they score immediately? Like at
the beginning, yeah.
Like within the first minute of the game.
Yeah, like they inbounded, and then Clint Dempsey's like, "Oh, well, I'll just put this in now." And and then they didn't score again. Like it was 1-0 for most of the game, and then Ghana tied it really late in the game, and me and the people I was watching it with were just like, oh god, we're just gonna be lucky to get out of this with a tie, you know? And then like in like the 86th, 87th minute, they get a corner, and header into goal to take the lead, and they were able to hang on to it for the rest of the game. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, World Cup's been really good. It's been a lot of good games so far. I got completely caught up on Louis, which was really good. In like the third to last episode, it was this really long episode. It was like an hour and a half long, and Jeremy Renner guest starred on the episode. Yeah,
Really?
Hawkeye guest starred on the episode. He was, because it was mostly a flashback episode because Louis caught his daughter smoking weed, and he was flashing back to like when he was younger.
Okay.
And when he first started smoking weed when he was really young, and like how he did all these things, like he stole these scales from school to pay for his weed, and the weed dealer back when he was a kid was Jeremy Renner.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a really, really good episode. But yeah, this was one of the best seasons of Louis yet. It was awesome. It was really good. I watched Comedy Bang Bang and Marin. I watched Fargo, although I have not seen the last episode.
I haven't seen the finale either.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah.
Good. Wow, Billy Bob Thornton makes that show.
He's so good.
Is this what you want, Lester?
Like, his whole persona as the dentist was
Aces. Oh my god, I couldn't handle it. I mean, it was
because in like a year's time, it was a year, right, that had passed.
Yeah, it was a year.
He had created this persona,
That he
met this girl,
dentist.
gotten married, got this job.
He was engaged, but still.
Just engaged.
Just
okay.
engaged. But he had a house with her.
Yeah.
He had a house with her. He had a job as a dentist in in this practice. Was, really good friends with the other dentists there.
Yeah.
And good enough friends to go to Vegas with him and visit his brother, who's in the witness protection, who I guarantee you was the target originally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they talked about that because it's like, because right after he cleared the elevator, he said, yeah, he just blew a $100,000 contract, but it was like, yeah.
And he's like, come on, help me move the fat one, grab his legs.
Yeah. Like they're buddies.
Then he hits him over the head with his trophy and it doesn't knock him out. He's just like, well, shit, Lester.
Like, because Billy Bob Thornton at that point was like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he hit him over the head with that, he's just like, oh, I guess we're not. I'm going to come and try and kill you now.
Yeah.
Which is apparently what we have to look forward to in the finale.
Right. I really, really hated Lester.
I really hate Lester. I hope he dies in the worst way possible. Because he's such a little bastard. I mean, he just is.
He sent his wife in to get killed.
Yeah.
And she was awesome.
And she was so innocent. Like, so innocent.
Right.
And it's not like it was his old wife who was just like the old bag that was a terrible human being in general, that you could, like, understand how he just couldn't take it anymore.
Right.
And just impulsively hit her over the head with a hammer. Like, that he had reached his breaking point. Like that, even though he killed her, you could somewhat understand it. But his new wife was such an awesome person and loved him so much.
And like whenever the police showed up, she tried to question him again.
Yeah.
She just jumped right in with a cover story.
Right. Is covering for him.
Because I mean, like most of what you see of her makes her seem not that smart.
But she was obviously on top of it.
Yeah.
And then he just sends her in to get killed by Malvo. I mean, come on.
Because, that woman as a character is the kind of awesome that if you met her in person, you're like, oh. Yeah, I'm gonna put a ring on that one.
I mean,
yeah. Because she's just super cool, very sweet, very supportive, and
Just
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
And I so totally hope that in the most Fargo of terms that Lester gets the wood chipper treatment. I
Yeah.
so hope that happens to him.
Yeah.
Because I saw in the previews for next week like a pile of wood, and I was like, oh, please do that. Like it was just like a flash of like, just like a pile of wood outside in the snow, and I was like, oh god, if that happened, that would be the best thing ever. But yeah, a great show. I can't wait to watch the finale.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. I started my Breaking Bad rewatch.
Oh, good for you, buddy.
Because I'm using my barrel. The
Oh, right.
the collector's edition.
Yeah. The
And
melamine.
The
barrel.
No, it's a money barrel. It's one of
Oh,
his
it's a money barrel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if it was the methylamine barrel, it'd be
Methylamine, yeah.
it'd be like the yellow kind of tin kind of thing, which would have been cool too.
Yeah.
But it's one of his plastic money barrels.
The black ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm like halfway through the second season, and
how cool is it, like watching it from the perspective of knowing the end?
It's really cool,
Yeah.
and I enjoy it almost more. Almost.
Yeah. No, I agree, because Jordan was rewatching it, and I caught a few episodes, and I was like, oh man, that is.
Yeah,
It's such a well-written show. I mean, and not everything's perfect.
You can pay attention to more of the little things watching it through again.
Yeah.
And like more of the comedy of like the first season too, which like some of the interactions that he has with Jesse and like his wife, with Skylar. It's just like when they're in the ultrasound room and he's just like, Skylar, I'm gonna have to ask you to just once climb down out of my ass. Can you do that for me? Just once. Get off my ass. And I mean, that's one of my favorite Walter White lines ever. But it's so good and so well written, and the characters are already starting to develop, and like you can sort of like pick apart like, oh well, this is where Jesse starts to kind of get a moral compass, and this is where Walt loses his,
Yeah, they kind of pass each other.
They do. They're just like, intersecting lines, But it's really good. I mean, as we all well know at this point. But then I watched 24, and President Heller, no me gusta.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone, like gone, like they can't bury him even, gone.
Right. He has been atomized.
Yeah, in the middle of Wembley.
Yeah. May find pieces of his clothing.
Maybe.
But
yeah, he's done. And, I mean, 24, this is a really good season. I mean, this reminds me...
I think it's good,
me of, like, first and second season of original 24,
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's just... I'm so tired of like, the inside guys. I'm like...
Yeah, Benjamin Bratt, like, oh, there's somebody that's turned in CIA. Weird. On 24? No way.
Yeah.
There's one of the good guys is not who you think they are.
What? Would be a real surprise on 24 if they went an entire season without revealing 3 moles.
Yeah, exactly. Or if like they actually revealed, like Jack was the mole or something like that, like. But it's not necessary at all.
Yeah.
To the progression of the show.
I love Von Strahovski.
Oh, it was Kate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's great.
Good.
I liked her in Dexter. I liked her in Chuck. She's awesome.
She's really good. Yeah.
Her character never changes much.
No.
She's got a stock character because it's pretty much the same in all 3 shows.
Yeah.
But I like it, so I don't care.
Right.
Which is probably actually her.
It's kind of like Jack Nicholson,
Yeah.
He's pretty much the same guy but it's so awesome you don't care.
Yeah.
And then I did watch the Will Wheaton Project,
I
and
enjoy that show.
I enjoy it too.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
It's almost like slowly but surely I'm piecing together different shows here and there to replace the hole that is left from G4. And that's one of them.
Yeah.
Definitely. But it's
And so that the Nerdist Network has a lot of those kind of shows now.
yeah. And see, like, I'm watching Will Wheaton Project, and I'm like, oh God, I miss G4. Like, I'm just like sitting there, like, why can't this be G4?
Yeah.
Why can't this just be like another show on that great network?
Yeah, I mean, because now
we
you
don't
have to
anymore?
piece it together. You can't just go one place and
Yeah, and like trying to watch E3 used to just flip on G4. It was all day.
yeah.
That was all they had. Live broadcasts of everything. They had correspondents on the floor,
Yeah,
giving
and
demos of games. It was awesome. But now you watch the broadcast.
If you can,
and then it's over. And then there's what is it, Spike?
yeah,
They
it was not on in Spike and Grand Grand
They
Junction.
literally had they had the Microsoft conference, a little bit of talking afterward, and then for the rest of that day, they were showing terrible movies with The Rock in it. When there was still, they didn't even show Sony's press conference.
What?
They didn't show it at all. We had to watch. I remember watching Sony's press conference. We had to watch it on my computer because it's the only way we could stream it. We couldn't watch it on Spike because Spike, for some reason, instead of showing something that was live going on right now
Yeah.
with the E3 coverage, they're like, oh, we'll show the rundown. Ass. It was terrible. I was so mad
Yeah.
at Spike TV. And G4 would have never done that.
Yeah, I still don't understand why it wasn't on.
I don't get it
in
either.
Grand Junction
I
because
completely don't understand. Because
Yeah.
they showed the Microsoft conference, and they had that, and that was great, and I thought it was going to keep going, and then they just switched over and showed reruns of movies. I was like, what is wrong with you guys?
yeah.
But yeah, I watched the Will Wheaton Project. I watched *Halt and Catch Fire*. I'm caught up on that completely.
Okay.
Really good show. Yeah.
All
I
right.
would definitely suggest that. It's,
Okay.
New AMC. So
Sure.
Penny Dreadful. Watched the 4th episode, not completely caught up on it though.
I think I'm at 4.5 also.
Yeah. Yeah. Great show. Love it. Love that show.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And it's only going to be like an 8-episode season. They're already re-upped for a second one, but
Yeah.
8 episodes, and then they'll wait
God,
like
Ava
a couple
Green is
weeks.
she's just
Awesome.
yeah. She's great.
Yeah, she should be in more stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like the only
She's
things that
actually probably top 10, top 5 best actresses out there right now.
Yeah, and I the only things I've ever seen are either The Dreamers, which was like that
Right.
indie
Yeah,
flick,
yeah.
Casino Royale,
Yeah.
and Penny Dreadful, and 300: Rise of an Empire. And I guess she did that Tim Burton movie too recently.
Yeah. But
she's like not in a lot of stuff, and she should way be in more stuff.
yeah. Well, that's how I feel about Claire Danes.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, because she's a top actress out there.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. But
Yeah.
That's
what we've said on the show before is like she plays crazy so well that she has
probably
to be
is.
crazy in real life.
I mean, she really does a good job with it. And then I watched the season finale of Silicon Valley, and I am so serious. You have to start watching this show.
I'm not even BSing you right now. You have to watch this show.
Seriously, man. Awesome.
Seriously, man.
Awesome show. So funny. I'll give you a little taste of this, possibly the funniest thing I've seen on television ever.
Okay.
Was in the last episode when they are discussing the optimal tip-to-tip efficiency. I will just leave you with that and let you go on your way.
And what was the other one? Silicon Valley and
Halt and Catch Fire.
Halt and Catch Fire. Okay.
Both of which actually are kind of techie shows. One of them a comedy, one of them a drama, but still.
Right.
Yeah, really, really good stuff.
Okay.
And then
Noted.
I saw 22 Jump Street in theaters.
And
So good.
really,
Yeah. So
because
funny.
I ended up really liking the first one, thinking it was pretty
better than
funny.
the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. So funny. Like, you know how you're going to see A Million Ways to Die in the West today?
Yeah.
Don't do that. See 22 Jump Street instead.
Well, we're seeing it because Madison wants to see it. I've already seen A Million Ways to Die in the West.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was good. I mean, I enjoy. I I don't recall ever laughing. But I smiled. I thought it was funny.
There were two parts that I thought were really good.
Seth MacFarlane, in several points in the movie, monologues to people he's with. It's like a stand-up act in a couple of points, which is weird within the context of a movie. It's very strange for one person to just
dominate the conversation,
riff.
Like yeah,
and it is a stand-up act. It's a one-person conversation at someone else or other people.
Right.
So it's a little odd. It's a little odd in some of the presentation points. Actually laughed more at Edge of Tomorrow, which was good.
Edge of Tomorrow was great.
Yeah.
I really loved Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, but like all those little bits, the recycle stuff, it was funny and I laughed. It was
funny, yeah.
It's a sci-fi Groundhog Day, and
it was awesome.
Tom Cruise good.
Makes good movies. He's crazy, but he makes good movies. He knows how to pick scripts.
Yeah.
I mean, when has he missed in like the last 10 years?
I don't know. He hasn't.
It's just, it seems like every movie that he makes, I'm like, oh god, it's Tom Cruise, and then I go and I see it, and I'm like, wow, that was really good,
Yeah. Because, man, even in a small part, he killed it in that Ben Stiller movie.
Oh, Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. Yeah, that was even in like a smaller role, and then like Night and Day, that movie with Cameron Diaz, was really good.
That was really good.
And Oblivion was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
these are all true statements.
That's why I've grown to really love Tom Cruise, because I'll always go into like seeing a movie that he's in, like, oh god, here we go, and then I'll go and see it and I'll be like, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm always delightfully surprised.
Yeah, I saw an article the other day, and the headline or the title of the article was is Tom Cruise still a movie star? I'm like, he absolutely is.
Absolutely. No question about it.
I mean, his movies may not bring in a ton of money, but like even these smaller movies they're just good.
Yeah, I mean,
they're
Jack
just
Reacher
good.
Even was a solid movie.
I agree.
It wasn't the best movie I've ever seen, but it was a good, enjoyable movie.
No, it reminded me of a Tom Clancy, what are those called?
Novel?
The Jack Ryan series or whatever. Yeah. They all have different titles, obviously, but yeah, it's like Tom Cruise and
Emily Blunt.
No. I'm thinking of another actor who, Brad Pitt. Yeah. Brad Pitt movies. And Tom Cruise movies, you can count on them.
Well, yeah, but see, I always look at Brad Pitt movies and I'm like, this is going to be good. But like Tom Cruise, I look at it, I'm like, and then I see it and I'm totally turned around by it. But like Brad Pitt movies, I'm always like, this is going to be good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, is that your list?
That's it.
Okay.
That is it for me.
Well, this will be a quick rundown for me because it's a lot of the same stuff. 24, Penny Dreadful, Game of Thrones, Will Wheaton Project. The only differentiation would be I watched the season finale of The 100. It's not a terrible show. It's not a great show though.
What is it?
It's a sci-fi thing where Earth has been abandoned. They're all living up in a spaceship, which for like 3 generations or something, they lived on this orbiting space station.
Yeah.
And it the behind the scenes thing is that it's losing its ability to sustain life, and so they imprison everybody on in this society, and so they send down to Earth 100, like late teens, early 20s, kind of people to see if the Earth is viable for survival again,
Yeah.
and then those people find that there are people still living on the planet's surface.
Okay.
And
So kind of like
so there's
Oblivion almost.
yeah, so there's some like interaction with them,
With
basically.
the people.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
there's some
sounds like
conflict, but there are different like segments of people on the ground, and they fight amongst themselves.
Okay.
And it's got interesting ideas. It's not always great delivery,
Yeah.
but it's on the CW, I think, or whatever crappy
Network.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell it's on a bad network.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you can tell it's on a bad network.
It's not on AMC.
Yeah, yeah. And but I mean, it's like I said, it's got some good ideas. Like,
Well, I mean,
I don't know the source material, if there is source material.
That sounds like the base concept of Oblivion.
Yeah.
Which sounds like much better executed. I mean, granted, that's a movie. This is a TV show.
Yeah, but I think the real like plot point difference is that there's also some Lord of the Flies type stuff going on because of the age of the people that have been shipped down to the planet's surface.
Okay. Well, that's kind of a cool concept.
Yeah. It's like I said, lots of great ideas.
Just
the
not
delivery,
well
the delivery is mediocre-ish.
Yeah.
It's CW-ish.
It's CW-ish. It's UPN-ish.
Yeah, because
there's a reference for you.
Yeah, which is now part of CW, isn't it?
I think so, because UPN doesn't exist anymore.
So CW is a combination of two networks, I thought.
Well, yeah, it used to be the WB and then UPN. Yeah. So it's combining of two of the most terrible networks
to make one giant terrible network. Yeah. So there's that, and that, I mean, that's what I hear that they've done well with Arrow. Like, it became a not crappy show anymore.
Yeah, but I don't trust it still. I might watch The Flash.
But they were never able to make Smallville good.
No.
And Smallville was a solid concept.
Yeah, it was. It was a solid concept.
Yeah. Never putting on the suit. That was the Smallville
concept.
Way. Yeah.
Which was, this is Superman.
Yeah.
But this is Clark Kent.
Right.
This is the story of him.
It's the story of Kal-El.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
God, should I start watching that show? No, I shouldn't. No.
No, which one?
Smallville.
Oh, no. No, Brick. No.
Like, I was just like, that sounds like a really cool concept. I might watch that. No,
yeah,
no.
In what will be one of my only cussing moments on this show, they made Clark Kent a whiny, petty little bitch. And he was not the best of what humanity had to offer.
Oh my God,
he's not jealous.
He was not
and
Man of Steel.
No, he is not.
He is not.
He is not a good representation of Kal-El. No.
Oh,
I mean,
so
the
sad.
actor is fine. It's
the writing. It's
the writing is bad.
Oh,
so
sucks, because that's such a good concept for a show.
He
really is.
He is not the best. Possibly, he runs the gamut of all of the bad parts of human nature.
Oh, that's great.
And I don't like that.
No.
That's not the Superman that I want.
No, that's not the Superman anybody wants.
That's the Superman I like. It's the whole savior thing. It's like you could rule the world, but you choose not to.
Well, yeah, and also the fact that he's this greater being than
Yeah.
us, but he's flawed like a human because he was raised by humans and he has these moral conflicts.
Yeah.
You know, like
No, he is
with the battle between him and General Zod. You know, General Zod, just like him, same race, same alien, but he doesn't have the same morals that Clark or Kal-El does.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't raised in the same environment. These are ants to him, whereas to Clark, they're people, they're his friends, they're his family.
Yeah. And it's they made the character to me unlikable.
Okay, well, that's enough. I won't
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah. You should not watch it. I watched it because they had cool ideas throughout the series.
But you
like,
hated
where they-
yourself every time you started watching.
Yeah, because the main character was terrible. He's awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing against the actor, Tom Welling.
Yeah, and I've heard he's a decent actor. But
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
bad
of the
writing.
show. Yeah,
Yeah, they made him unlikable, and that's not.
it almost ruined Superman for you.
Yeah, it really did. But Man of Steel,
Man of Steel brought you right back.
right back. Yeah,
Except for the extensive fight scene, which could have been shortened.
it could have been shortened.
But overall, the movie was great. You
But
and me
what
totally agree on this.
What do you do with two beings that are absolutely equally matched?
Yeah.
But
But could have been shorter.
They can't really hurt each other, and they can't really hurt,
right.
like not endanger the environment.
Well,
So-
yeah, and also they have to. One of them is going to die. One of them has to die because they can't
I
just
agree.
subdue the other one.
Right. Because there's no weakness to kryptonite will probably not rear its head until the next film.
Until
Batman versus Superman.
probably.
It's probably where it's going to be.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
so they don't
So-
have that to use against each other in Man of Steel.
Exactly.
It's like
And they didn't in Superman 2 either.
the artificial environment on Zod's ship made them human.
Right. Yeah.
But
Other than that, they were
yeah.
super.
All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. I mean, we got quick playing. Have you done any playing?
Mario Kart 8. I got that. Really fun. With Mario Kart 8, I registered it, and Nintendo is awesome, so they gave me a free full game, which was New Super Mario Brothers U. So I got to play that for a little bit as well.
You have a Wii U?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just got one.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Fancy.
And
Did you get a Wii U because of the E3 press conference?
I may have.
You did.
Yeah.
Did you get it used? Save some
Uh,
cash on it, or no?
No, I got it new, and I still saved some cash on it because I got a bundle with Wind Waker, with Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Sure.
It came with it, and it was the same price. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I essentially just got a free game.
What is the Wii U? Is 3?
Yeah.
300?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's fun too for like multiplayer and stuff like that. Like when you have people over, Nintendo games, they're not deep, they're not Last of Us, but
Yeah.
they're fun, and that's what they guarantee you.
And they offer more local multiplayer, which is
Exactly.
kinda cool.
And like playing Mario Kart 8 online is awesome. It's so much fun because pretty much Mario Kart, it's on its surface it's a racing game, but deep down it's a game of screwing other people over.
All right.
Pretty
All right.
much.
Fair enough.
And FIFA 14. Played that a
Oh,
lot.
cool.
And then that's it.
All right. And then I played Lightning Round Civ Rev. So that's about it. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. I think Madison and I are going to go to a movie.
Okay. I'm just jazzed to be on the show, though.
Obviously. All right. We will talk to you guys next week. Thank you for watching and listening. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Bye.